Welcome to Mind Awakening TV, where we explore thought-provoking insights, expand your mind, and challenge the way you see the world. If you're ready to open your mind and unlock new perspectives, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and awaken the power within. In a small town nestled between rolling hills and vibrant green fields, there stood a school known for its innovative approach to education. This was not just any school. It was a place where students were encouraged to discover their potential through the practice of mindfulness. The classrooms were bright and inviting, adorned with colorful art created by the students themselves. But what truly set this school apart was its unique integration of mindfulness breaks into the daily routine. Every day, as the clock struck 10, the gentle chime of a Tibetan singing bowl resonated through the halls, signaling the start of the mindfulness break. The sound floated into each classroom, a soothing reminder that it was time to pause, breathe, and reconnect. Students, once bustling with energy and chatter, would gradually settle into a serene silence, their bodies instinctively shifting from the frenetic pace of learning to a more tranquil state of being. In Mrs. Thompson's fifth-grade classroom, the atmosphere transformed as the students closed their eyes and took deep breaths. The air was thick with a sense of collective calm, a stark contrast to the usual chaos of school life. Mrs. Thompson guided her students through a brief meditation, encouraging them to focus on their breath, to feel the rise and fall of their chests, and to let go of any distractions. It was during these moments that the students learned to cultivate awareness, not just of their surroundings but of their own thoughts and feelings. As days turned into weeks, the impact of these mindfulness breaks began to manifest in remarkable ways. Students who once struggled to concentrate found that they could focus more intently on their tasks after a few moments of mindful breathing. Jake, a boy known for his impulsive behavior, discovered that taking a few deep breaths helped him pause before reacting, allowing him to think through his actions. His outbursts diminished, and he became more engaged in classroom discussions, contributing thoughtful insights rather than disruptive comments. Lily, a shy girl who often felt overwhelmed by the noise and bustle of school, found solace in the mindfulness breaks. She learned to embrace the quiet moments, using them as a refuge. With each passing day, she grew more confident, her voice becoming stronger as she participated in group activities. The mindfulness practice had not only calmed her anxiety, but had also empowered her to express herself without fear of judgment. The transformation was not limited to individual students. The entire classroom dynamic shifted. The mindfulness breaks fostered a sense of community as students began to support one another in their journeys. They learned to listen actively, to empathize with their peers, and to celebrate each other's successes. The bonds that formed during these moments of shared awareness created a nurturing environment where everyone felt valued. One particularly memorable day, Mrs. Thompson decided to expand the mindfulness experience by introducing a gratitude exercise. After the initial breathing session, she invited her students to think of 3 things they were grateful for. As they shared their thoughts, the classroom buzzed with positivity. Jake expressed gratitude for his friends, while Lily mentioned her love for reading. Each student's contributions painted a picture of their lives, revealing the unique perspectives that often went unnoticed in the hustle of daily routines. As the school year progressed, the mindfulness breaks became a cornerstone of the students' learning experience. They were no longer just moments of quiet. They evolved into a vital tool for emotional regulation and self-awareness. The students began to recognize the importance of mental health, understanding that their minds needed just as much care as their bodies. They learned to identify their emotions, articulate their feelings, and approach challenges with a renewed sense of resilience. The ripple effects of this mindful approach reached beyond the classroom walls. Parents noticed a change in their children, reporting that they were more patient, more understanding, and less reactive at home. Conversations shifted from complaints about school to discussions about mindfulness practices they could try together. Families began to incorporate mindfulness into their daily routines, whether through shared breathing exercises, nature walks, or simple moments of reflection. As the school year drew to a close, Mrs. Thompson organized a mindfulness fair, inviting families and the community to celebrate the students' growth. The gymnasium was transformed into a vibrant showcase of student projects, each one reflecting the themes of mindfulness, gratitude, and self-awareness. There were posters depicting breathing techniques, art inspired by nature, and even a corner dedicated to sharing personal stories of transformation. The highlight of the fair was a student-led mindfulness session. Jake, Lily, and their classmates took to the stage, demonstrating the techniques they had learned throughout the year. They guided the audience through a brief meditation, inviting everyone to join in. The gymnasium, filled with parents, teachers, and community members, fell into a deep silence, punctuated only by the sound of collective breathing. In that moment, the power of mindfulness resonated throughout the room, creating a shared experience of peace and connection. As the school year came to an end, Mrs. Thompson reflected on the profound impact of the mindfulness breaks. She knew that while academic knowledge was important, the emotional and social growth of her students was equally vital. The mindful classroom had become a sanctuary where students not only thrived academically, but also developed into compassionate, self-aware individuals ready to face the world. In the years that followed, the school continued to embrace mindfulness as a fundamental part of its educational philosophy. New teachers were trained in the practices, and the ripple effect of awareness spread throughout the community. The small town, once defined by its traditional educational methods, became a beacon of mindfulness, inspiring other schools to follow suit. In the end, the mindful classroom was more than just a place of learning. It was a nurturing ground for the heart and mind, where students flourished through the simple yet profound act of being present. Each mindfulness break was a reminder that in the chaos of life, there is always a moment to pause, breathe, and connect, not just with oneself, but with the world around us. Thank you for watching this episode of Mind Awakening TV. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an awakening moment. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue the conversation.